Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with
Mike Lang Fitness.
And as always, thank you guys for watching the Joe Boo Sports Report. Because without you guys, man, well, I'd still be talking about the Cowboys, but I'd be talking about them to a lot less people. So, I've been talking about Dez Bryant for quite a while, and people have Dez Bryant fatigue. I know that, but you have to understand that this is big news. Because what happens with Dez Bryant is going to shape the franchise and what they do completely during the offseason. Do you stick with a guy who's been there, whose production has been going down the last 3 years, that's costing you 9% of your cap space, and hope that this year will be the year? Or do you cut bait and start over? 12 Up just put out a report basically saying that Dez Bryant will be cut after the draft. The Cowboys, I told you guys on my Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboy report early this morning, that Jerry's going to be meeting with him next week. But I believe that Stephen Jones is really the power source with the Dallas Cowboys. What do you think about that?
I believe it. I mean, I knew it was going to get cut after the draft. You got to see what you get in the draft first.
Well,
you cut him.
Here's the interesting part to me is supposedly Jerry had come out a few weeks ago and basically said that he already met with Dez Bryant and he wants him back and everything else. But now you're saying they're meeting this week.
Which one is it?
Right, exactly. Which one is it? But the whole time, this whole offseason, I told you guys, listen to Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones put a lot of people on blast. He put Zeke Elliott on blast, basically saying, we can't have those off-the-field distractions. And you see what's happened with Zeke Elliott. What's happened with Zeke Elliott?
He was with a event with his mom, buying shoes, and that was about it.
Zeke Elliott got the message. Zeke Elliott understood that, hey, I better not let nothing happen. Right. You see what TMZ is going after. If Zeke Elliott had done anything, we'd know about it. Because TMZ is out there watching him shoe shopping. So, Stephen Jones had went through and said, we love Dez and everything else, his passion, but the off-the-field drama is a distraction. He talked about the production. He talked about the money on there. What they're going to do, I believe, next week, and I've been saying this all along, is when a team comes to you and talks about a pay cut, it is their way to keep from looking like the bad guy. You know what I mean?
No, I understand completely.
Because they know that the players don't want to take a pay cut. If your company came to you and said, look, we want you to take half the money, are you going to take a pay cut? Or are you going to say, screw you, I'll get another job elsewhere? Hey, Mike, why don't you take a pay cut? Can you take half?
No.
Right. He'll be, and that's my son. He'll be like, F you, Dad.
Unless I work for a company like New England. That's the only way I'll take a pay cut.
No, but they don't even do that. They just cut you.
Yeah, but with New England, at least you have a chance to get a ring.
Well,
but to stay with the same company, I wouldn't take a pay cut.
But that whole thing of, we're going to want you to take a pay cut. The NFLPA does not want players redoing those contracts like that. They frown on that. They tell players, do not take pay cuts. So that is the way that teams know if we come to the guy and say, hey, we want you to take a pay cut, it's their way of getting rid of you and still looking like the good guy, because they can say, hey, well, we wanted him here. We wanted him to retire as a Dallas Cowboy, but, he wasn't working and being a team player. He wasn't willing to help us out. Yeah. So, again, 12 Up is reporting what we've been kind of saying all along. Me and DMV Blue and DMV Cowboys and E2 Blue have been talking about this, and we believe that the writing has been on the wall that Dez Bryant will be cut. It would just be a matter of when. For the Cowboys, the only thing that you want to do is you want to do this before you start OTAs, because you cannot let him in the building if you're going to cut him later on and risk him getting an injury and being on the hook for it. the only other reason to hold on to him until after the draft is, well, when you cut him, you want to make him a June 1st cut, which is what I've been saying all along. All the talking heads kept saying that, oh, you don't want to cut Dez Bryant, it's only an $8 million saving. I said, yeah, if you cut him today. But I've been saying all along, if it's a June 1st cut, like we did with Tony Romo, it's only a $4 million hit. And all of a sudden, $12.5 million, when you see what they have done with the funds with these free agents. Look how many guys we signed for only, 6 or 7 million. What do you think the team's going to be able to do with 12? More money,
right.
More money. They're going to be able to do some things. And there will be another wave of free agency coming up after the draft as teams get players that they didn't think they're going to have an opportunity to. They're going to look at some of those vets and say, I got a rookie that I'm only paying $1.5 million. This guy's making 10. Bye-bye. It's cold. Nobody said the NFL was, hugs and kisses. It's a cold-hearted snake. So we'll see what happens on that. Got anything to add on it, Mike?
I thought waiting on the wall.
Well,
my question to Dez Bryant is why get a wide receiver guru this late in your career? Because the writing's on the wall.
Well,
you want to fit out the door.
Yeah, well, and again, yesterday they went to the pro day for Christian Kirk. Today, they've got the whole contingency. Everybody is going to Alabama where Calvin Ridley is.
I think they're going to pick him up.
Well,
first or second.
Well, here's a little tease for down the road here. If you believe in mock drafts, Calvin Ridley looks like he's falling a bit in the draft. Some people don't have him till like around 24th or 26th being picked up. If that is the case, and you're the Dallas Cowboys sitting at 19, do you trade back a couple of spots, pick him up, and pick up another pick?
It all depends on what
I mean,
it all depends on what they want to do.
Because wow, this opens up so many different options. Because if your grand plan is we're starting over on wide receivers, we're moving on from Dez Bryant, we're going to go ahead and draft his replacement in this draft. You've got your wide receivers set. You've got now $12.5 million. And I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to get so much trash, but those of you who keep giving me trash about Earl Thomas, you cannot tell me that the Dallas Cowboys have not been interested in talking about him and have not been talking to him. People have been killing me. And don't let the Cowboys end up with Earl Thomas. I'm gonna get ugly. But if you all of a sudden have that $12.5 million, you have your wide receiving core taken care of, and you've now got a chunk of change, that's when you go ahead and make that Earl Thomas trade right then at the draft. You get him, because now you got that money that'll be coming through that you can redo that contract for him and sign him for a 2-year, maybe a 2-year with avoidable year contract. Get that in place. You got your wide receivers, you got your offensive line, and then the rest of the draft, maybe you end up trading up into the draft with some of these other picks that you have and trying to get that linebacker or that defensive lineman or two. It opens up a lot. So we'll have to wait and see if this is exactly what's going to happen. We'll be there in Dallas at the draft. I cannot wait. Oh, God, I cannot wait for the draft. How about you, Mike?
I'm excited.
Oh, man. Yeah, believe me, guys, I work my day job because I got to pay bills. And I got to work my videos because I love talking about the Cowboys. But I'm also working on everything as far as the planning goes with the draft and things. We're working on the spot that we're going to be, if it's going to be at AT&T Stadium, or if we're actually going to be in a parking lot across the street from the stadium setup, because there's all kinds of advantages of being off of there. We can't have any signage on AT&T parking lots, but we want to put up, Joe Boo's Sports Report signage and things like that, and be able to set up earlier where we're there for breakfast, so that way if you guys want to come through, have breakfast with the gang and things before the draft. So I'm working on all that stuff. There's a lot of planning that's going into it, and I can't wait for the draft. And it's going to be interesting, I tell you that, regardless of what happens. Jerry Jones is going to make sure that that's going to be a spectacle. I'm Mark Holmes.
Michael Anthony Fitness.
And we are here talking about the Dallas Cowboys. I'll see you guys soon.